Thank you for inviting me. It's
Oh my gosh, you're an international speaker. You're quantum field visionary. You know how to help us channel our body wisdom to help us create that abundant energy and vitality so that we can grow heart-centered businesses and also just step into our true leadership. You speak worldwide on topics of user-friendly quantum science, bioenergetics, natural healing, and the human potential. I know that Dr. Sue, you're such a bridge between the worlds, and you're the best-selling author of The Energy Codes, a 7-step system to awaken your spirit, heal your body, and live your best life. You have yoga teaching in your background, co-creator of the bioenergetic synchronization technique, host of Gaia's TV Healing Matrix. If you haven't seen that TV show, it's amazing. Dr. Sue, thank you for being who you are.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much, Sage, for all that you're doing. You are really rocking it with pulling women together and reminding them of who they are and just pushing them out there into the world to
get out there, get your message out there, get your business going. And Dr. Sue, you've built your own multi-million-dollar movement, really helping people shift their energy. And we have a lot of women here who are healers and who are aware of things energetically that a lot of other people aren't. And can you just talk to us a little bit about that journey? Because I think, when you are someone who's so aware of energy, it can be hard to fit yourself in a box with your business.
Yes, a little challenging to put yourself in a box. And so don't. Okay. We're here to dissolve the box. It's not even about setting ourselves free outside of the box, but just to dissolve the idea that there is a box at all. We don't want to get overly concerned with climbing out and pushing against anything in order to create our own way. We really want to just sit in our clarity and roll out with our authenticity and allow that to create a new world as a byproduct of us being our true selves. So, there's a difference there. It's subtle, but it's super significant. I've worked with tens of thousands of people in this particular topic and hundreds of thousands of people on all sorts of things regarding healing and finding our authentic power and understanding our true voice and how to find it and express it. And here is what I know, that they're all very interrelated, that the internal healer is also the internal entrepreneur. The one who's the risk taker and the pioneer is actually also a healer. My whole approach to healing is that healing happens as a byproduct to us revealing our true magnificence, because anything that needs to be healed is only in place as a byproduct of us having shut ourselves down in some way or never really animating it in the first place. And so either way, we're in charge, and we really do have the capacity to allow this revealing, this emanation and radiation of our deepest passion and desires, and they're meant to be expressed. And so, maybe we can talk a little bit today about how to go about some of those specifics to allow that full-on expression. It's yes. All one and the same.
Yes, we've been talking today about the journey of your business as a spiritual path, stepping into leadership, stepping into thought leadership. We've been talking about all of this. So yes. I want to hear as much as we have time for around how to actually do that, because I know I've healed my body through stepping into my purpose and expressing myself in my business. And I've watched so many women do that. And I would love to hear a little bit more about your advice on how we navigate that journey, right? Without burning out or without selling ourselves short.
You bet. So, there is an endless supply of resource that is pouring through your system that isn't separate from you. It isn't that you're here and you have this energy pouring through you that is this endless supply of resource. You actually are made of that endless supply of resource. And this is like a quantum expansion for people to start to think this way. But this is what built my business. This is what took me around the world. This is what allows for multiple layers of my message going out, not only by me, but by hundreds and hundreds of people in different topics that I teach, also being trained to do the same and going out and helping to share on an even larger scale what it is that we know to be true. So pay attention, okay, for just a moment.
This is good.
I was going to get good here for a second. Okay, so here's the unified field, the universe, the cosmos, universal intelligence, the universal mind, the cosmic mind. It is literally consciousness itself, and it starts to compress itself into a funnel, into a channel. It descends to the physical dimension, hits the earth, rises up again, and starts cycling around and around. And we build a body inside of that. And so basically you are this energy that pours itself into the physical dimension, and then you rise as this soulful expression. And you're here either allowing yourself to express out into the world in this way, or you're not. So
Can
I have
you
these
put that
little
up one more time? Yeah, this is amazing.
We truly are this recycling. We are the unified field compressing itself into form. So here's a law of physics. All physical matter is energy compressed. So there is actually nothing that you are not, because you're made of the infinite possibilities of the unified field compressed into this system of flow. And this is kind of how it operates. We work in this way, and then we project ourselves out into the world, and we either allow that projection to happen without interference, or we start stuffing it and shoving it down and compressing it and doubting it and wobbling in our own orientation, simply because we don't have the confidence, or we have all kinds of ideas about ourselves. But the truth of you is this: there is nothing that you are not. So if you are feeling and sensing a desire to move out into the world with a particular topic or a particular focus or a particular project, it literally is meant to be. It is supposed to be. We're supposed to be doing that. It isn't something that am I asking for too much, or should I even, dare accept this as a purpose or a plan or a project for me? If it occurs to you, it truly is meant to be revealing through you. You are a doorway that is allowing this infinite supply to come through. You are this doorway right here between the infinite and the finite world that we are walking into. So we're constantly creating a movie that we are then walking into in this way. So if we're not digging the movie that we're in, then we need to learn how to change and shift the impulse, the expression of that energy out into the world. And building circuits inside of our system is a way that we can do that, by allowing the circuitry to turn on inside of our system that can handle the bigness of our being. In other words, the only reason that this wouldn't be happening in full technicolor and allowing you to express and live into the world that you dream of is if inside of here, there's some interference on the line, which is keeping some of this from being able to come out, keeping it from being able to, be met, to be heard when you market yourself, or to be resonated with when you put your message out there, when you try to engage a project or start something. The only reason that it isn't received is if it has too much of a wobble to it. So let me just show you what I'm referring to there. Here's kind of a close-up inside of how that works. So that energy compresses and comes down, hits the earth, rises up, and cycles around. And if you're like most people, this is what's happening with your system. It descends, and then as it's rising, we have bad history experiences. We have a story going on. We have some limiting beliefs or ideas, etc. And this rising energy starts to pick up a wobble. It creates a distortion in the field. And now you're standing in here looking out through this field that has a distortion in it, instead of it being just full steam ahead. It looks like the world isn't there to support you. It looks like you don't have enough to make it happen, and none of it's real. And so we have to learn how to come back inside and not only feel and appreciate that essence that is there, but learn how to anchor it and manage it to build more circuitry so that this outward flow matches what you intended to be and do when you came into this dimension, into this body, into this life in the first place. We are truly infinite potential, and we came here to express that. And if it's being thwarted and distorted along the way, it's time for us to do something about that. So here's what I did. I allowed for my attention to come into the body more often when I was making major decisions. Because about 25 years ago, 23 years ago, I had a major awakening, a huge awakening in consciousness. And I was lit up above the earth. The earth was about the size of a marble beneath me. I could see 360 degrees in a light so brilliantly bright. It was 10 times brighter than the brightest day in the desert. And I had a multi-dimensional awakening. And so the next years, many years of my life were devoted to getting into my body with that, because this body is the filtering device through which we project our plans, our dreams, our desires into this dimension. So the invitation is this: to start to anchor yourself in the body, and not only depend upon the physical earth to ground you, but for you to ground yourself within yourself. And what begins to happen is you start feeling and sensing the power behind the right decisions. And when that starts to happen, you are attracted to the things that are going to work for you. And they are bigger and more lofty oftentimes than your protective personality would have allowed you to come up with. And so I started listening within in a very big way. And if you are working with the energies in this way, you too will be able to build the circuitry to sense and to feel into what you're supposed to be doing. Like when all of your friends are doing it this way, but you don't feel it, there's a reason you don't feel it. And it's because that particular process isn't in alignment for you. And there is a process that would be in alignment for you.
One of my favorite things about becoming a speaker and becoming a messenger of sorts and a mentor is that I have gotten a chance to use my career as my spiritual path. And I've gotten a chance to understand exactly what wants to come out of me, and not what some organization wants me to say or what some system wants me to say, and to actually be in service in the way that I was being tapped on the shoulder to do. And so many women here are having that experience. You're being tapped on the shoulder by something bigger, and it can be a little disorienting. It can be a little confusing. It can be a little bit like, what, me? I'm supposed to do that? And what you're speaking to is exactly what we want to hear. We know that we have the power to ramp up our energy. We have the power to come into energetic alignment, and that's absolutely going to be a part of a really abundant and lucrative and impactful speaking career. So Dr. Sue, you're incredible. Thank you for taking the time.
My great pleasure. So you can find me anywhere, you guys, and plug in. Let me support you, because we need women that are under the influence of Sage here, guiding you and steering you in a direction to be well-rounded, well-grounded, and well-supported in the world. So it's my pleasure to support you and serve in any way possible. Don't forget to hit subscribe so I can keep getting you weekly content to grow your business that is relevant, authentic, and effective, so you can get out there and shine your light and be the messenger that you're here to be, because your clients are waiting for you.